Yo, welcome everyone. Bitcoin can now be trading in a rising wedge and also in an ascending triangle pattern. That's why try to not mess this up. Let me show you. Now, first you're actually going to see Bitcoin definitely took the liquidity exactly below our recent low, and after that we got a very nice bounce back towards the upside. Remember from our yesterday's video, we talked about this exact trading idea. I shared with you potentially Bitcoin is going to get a push towards the downside, taking the liquidity exactly below the recent low, and then make sure you monitor the reaction at this specific area. It really does look like we got a reaction towards the upside. You could look to enter a long trade, let's just say at approximately 90,000 US dollar area, and of course setting the stop loss exactly below the recent low. Right now, if you actually took this specific trade, you must be in a very nice profit. And also remember the area of resistance we also mentioned yesterday. We went with our Fibonacci retracement from our swing high back towards the swing low, and it really does look like Bitcoin almost perfectly right now hit our golden Fibonacci ratio that was aligning beautifully with our daily high term time frame area of resistance at approximately $92,700. And also exactly right here, Bitcoin also has its point of control or the biggest volume cluster. So it really does look like where we are as right now. If you maybe fired a brand new long trade right here, it is going to be the first good take profit area, because it is clearly going to be quite an important and also quite significant area of resistance. Additionally, with the entire push towards downside, it really does look like that potentially this right here, the entire push down, was only some kind of a bullish retest, because at least as right now, we are still trading above our major diagonal area of resistance that is right now acting clearly as the area of support. We got a push towards downside directly towards this specific level, and right now Bitcoin is already getting a beautiful bounce towards the upside of approximately, let's just say, 5%. And of course, right now, the next level for us to be aware of is then simply going to be another even bigger diagonal area of resistance when we are connecting our all-time high with this specific lower high. So another diagonal level on Bitcoin, if of course right now we do continue higher, is going to come in at approximately 94,200 US dollars. And yes, later in the video, I am going to share with you why this specific area is also going to be another major area of resistance you should really not ignore. But now, what are the patterns most people are right now paying attention to? Because remember from yesterday, I already shared with you that yes, potentially it might be some kind of a rising wedge pattern. Now, of course, I was looking on Twitter and also on YouTube, because a lot of people are right now not talking about a rising wedge pattern right here, but they are maybe even being slightly more bullish. Because remember, the rising wedge pattern is more of a bearish pattern with a higher probability of breaking towards downside. On the other hand, some people are right now not looking at the rising wedge, but actually at the ascending triangle. Higher lows are being formed on Bitcoin while we are forming very much equal highs right here. So this right here is something completely opposite of what we are right now seeing with the rising wedge pattern. An ascending triangle is a bullish pattern with a higher probability of breaking towards the upside. And of course, if we now measure the price target of this specific pattern, we need to right now go and measure the opening of our triangle, putting the trend line on the potential breakout. The target is actually going to be quite high at approximately 103.3 thousand US dollar area. But of course, right now the question is, which pattern is actually the correct one? Which one can we actually look to trade? Now, to be honest, I would ignore the ascending triangle and also the rising wedge pattern. Why so? Because usually we simply want to buy at the area of support and sell at the area of resistance. I do not care if we are right now trading in the rising wedge or in an ascending triangle. I simply look to buy low and definitely then sell high. Literally exactly what we said yesterday. If we hit the area of support, if we do get a liquidity grab right here, bullish indication, we look for a buying position at the area of resistance. Potentially, of course, we can already be paying ourselves, taking some profits. That is right now also why I would really appreciate for you to smash up the like button, because 1,000 likes are really possible. And of course, also thank you for subscribing to the channel. Now, let me also share with you what other people have been doing in the market for the past few hours. pay attention to the yellow line, the CVD indicator, that is measuring if brand new buying or selling pressure is coming in the market. Lower lows are being formed on the CVD, higher lows on the Bitcoin price. What does it mean? It means more people are right now selling Bitcoin. However, they are not able to push the price lower. That is why we are getting higher low on Bitcoin, lower low on the CVD, bullish divergence, bullish indication, bullish absorption on Bitcoin, which technically speaking, it is definitely going to be another bullish sign for Bitcoin, why potentially we might be looking for another push towards the upside. However, let me right now share with you 3 very important volume levels you should really pay attention to as well. The first volume area that you definitely need to have on your chart is going to be more of a local area. So when we right now measure the entire horizontal range, we have been talking about for the past few days right here, the most important levels in the range are definitely going to be the volume levels. So we are right now measuring the range with the volume, where we are right now getting the value area low, the point of control, and of course also the value area high. Another important volume area you need to pay attention to is when we are measuring the entire bounce towards the upside. In this scenario, we are getting a slightly different point of control, very similar value area highs right here, and of course also the value area low landing at approximately 87,000 US dollars. And now also another one I'm right now paying attention to is when we are zooming out on the daily time frame, measuring literally the entire upper price action. So right now what you're going to see with this biggest volume areas, the value area low, the bottom volume level is right now still acting as the area of support, which technically speaking it right now means Bitcoin is able to hold the level. We are able to see some kind of the acceptance back above the value area low, which technically speaking it is also going to be some kind of a bullish Bitcoin indication. And now the next level when we are measuring the entire upper price action with the volume is simply going to be the point of control at 96,400 US dollars. Later in the video, I'm definitely going to share with you why this specific level is a significant area of resistance. However, what if we right now also go with our local volume levels, paying attention definitely towards the value area highs? Usually, we want to see also the acceptance above the value area highs for us to then say, okay, Bitcoin is looking even more bullish, let's look for another major push towards the upside. And remember, our value area highs right here, the both volume levels are aligning beautifully also with our bigger diagonal area of resistance. So definitely, if Bitcoin right now does get another push towards the upside, our diagonal level probably it is going to get hit. Our value area highs right here are also going to get hit. So definitely, if then broken towards the upside, major bullish Bitcoin indication, only in this scenario, we are going to look for higher targets. At least as of right now, no. I am not flipping extremely bullish on Bitcoin, and also I would not really say to you that we must be looking for a bigger push towards downside. Of course, as we said before, if you entered a long trade at our liquidity level at approximately 89,000 US dollars, simply then look to take some profits at this specific area of resistance. We do not have to guess up, down, left, right. We simply know, okay, we made money on our trade. Let's see and let's wait for Bitcoin to decide in which direction we are going to go. However, we can definitely say if the volume levels right here and the diagonal levels are going to get a break towards the upside, bullish indication of Bitcoin, let's look definitely for much higher targets. And what is then going to be another very important area I definitely would not ignore, simply right now going with our bigger volume levels once again, paying attention to the point of control. Let's go right now also with our anchored VWAP and anchor it exactly at this specific high. You can right now see anchored VWAP very nicely respected already in the past, coming in exactly at our point of control. And of course also we go with our Fibonacci retracement from our swing high back towards the swing low, another very important golden pocket coming in almost exactly at this specific area. So definitely this level right here on Bitcoin is no joke, where potentially of course we might be looking for another short or sell position if the market is going to give us this specific opportunity. And this is right now why if you want to trade with us, make sure you take an advantage of the free 8,000 US dollar bonus without KYC and without VPN with the second link down below right here, because on B2X exchange right now, only after you register, only after you sign up, you're going to get 10 USDT. Then also make sure you deposit because you're going to get a 20% deposit bonus. But of course also the better you're going to trade, the bigger bonuses you're going to get. Additionally, if you want to copy my exact trading bots, the Bitcoin and Ethereum trading bot that right now pretty much are buying the dip and also making me some kind of a passive income, you can create right now an account on Pionex right here with this specific link down below in the description. You're going to get also some beautiful bonuses, and then simply deploy the bots or copy my trading bots using this specific link down below in the description. Right now, let's also talk about our liquidations right here, because on the 2-week time frame, it still looks like we have bigger liquidations exactly above the recent highs. And this right here is simply going to be another bullish Bitcoin indication. At approximately 94,700 US dollars, over 227 million of short positions are going to get liquidated. But what if we right now go on the 1-week time frame? The story, unfortunately, when we are zooming in, it is going to be slightly differently, because yes, we do have right now bigger liquidations, not anymore above the recent highs, but actually exactly below the recent lows, where approximately 130 million of long trades are going to get liquidated. So what we can right now say, weekly time frame, it is looking slightly more bearish. However, usually the more important one is going to be a higher term time frame. In our scenario, the 2-week time frame. And of course, also on the 2-week time frame, we have much more bigger liquidations above the recent highs versus what we do have below the recent lows on the 1-week time frame. This is right now why the 2-week time frame on Bitcoin liquidation heat map is right now definitely looking slightly more bullish, and is also going to be a stronger indication versus what we are right now seeing on the weekly time frame. Additionally, pay right now attention to our daily candle close that we literally confirmed only a few hours ago, because what we are right now seeing also, it is going to be some kind of a bullish Bitcoin indication, because this specific candle right here, it is a bullish pin bar. We got a very small candle body, quite a significant wick down with a smaller wick towards the upside. Technically speaking, it is going to be a bullish candlestick pattern, bullish Bitcoin indication. And also right now, going with our exponential moving averages, for example, on the 1 hourly, they're still saying to us we are in an average uptrend. On the 2 hourly, they're also saying to us we are in an average uptrend. Yes, on the 4 hourly, unfortunately, they are still saying to us, okay, we are in an average downtrend, but I would definitely say, let's see right now and let's wait for Bitcoin to decide in which direction we are going to go. If you entered a long trade, similarly as we said yesterday, you already made money on the trade. Personally, I'm not shorting at the area where we are as right now. I'm only going to look for a short position, literally what we said before, approximately at our higher target at 96,300 US dollars. The first bearish indication I would be paying attention to Bitcoin if we right now do not go higher is simply going to be something we already said yesterday. If we right now once again start losing our very important volume area of support at approximately 91,400 US dollars, because if this specific point of control, the biggest volume cluster, is once again going to be lost, as you can see right here, also we are going to lose our recent low. In my opinion, locally speaking, the first bearish Bitcoin indication, and only in this scenario we are once again going to look for lower targets on Bitcoin. But at least as of right now, the point of control right here is still holding. We are still getting some bullish absorption on our CBD indicator, so let's try to see if we are finally going to be able to break our volume level right here, and of course also our bigger diagonal area of resistance straight towards the upside. This is right now why, if you want to trade with us, make sure you take an advantage of the free 8,000 US dollar bonus, no KYC, no VPN, with the SAC link down below right here, because only after you register, you get 10 USDT, you deposit, you're also going to get a 20% deposit bonus. But of course also, if you want to copy my trading bots, make sure you create an account on Pionex and copy the bots using this specific link. But also right now, thank you for smashing up the like button.